Welcome back, guys. It's Jason with your Hopium-free crypto update. Today we're looking at the cryptocurrency market. Of course, it has fallen down, crashed, dropped, corrected, whichever way you want to look at it. I'm not panicking. I don't think you should be either. And of course, I'm going to look at the cryptocurrency that I'm buying today. And I posted this out to our Patreon members. So if you're not over there and you're interested, check it out. Link is down below. There's still 16% off the annual signups down there. So check it out. Link in the top of the description. So this video that I'm doing today is basically a follow-up of the video yesterday. This one's Crypto Millionaires, Life-Changing Wealth Plan, all those beautiful hopium-filled titles there. But the content itself is what I'm most concerned with. Now, of course, we have big news around the world with the new flu variant that is sweeping the planet and supposedly going to cause damage and things get locked down again, etc. The big point here, long story short, is that we've seen it all before. We saw it in March 2020. You remember this? If you weren't following any markets, you're doing no investing, you had no interest in anything, go back and definitely study at least 2 years ago. If not, go back and check out 10 years ago and just look at the chart. You don't need to go into heaps of detail. But we've seen this before. We saw it at, this is the Dow Jones. We're going to look at the NASDAQ and of course Bitcoin and Ethereum and all that sort of good stuff as well. But we need to see what the broader market is doing because this is where a lot of the short-term scare is coming from. So 29,000 on the Dow Jones dropped all the way to around 18,000 points. And then it was a super quick recovery from that point. Basically what you could call a V-shaped recovery. If you ever wanted to have an example of a V-shaped recovery, that is it. Now there's plenty of posts, and I'm not trying to brag here, but I was posting a lot about this fall at that time. And I was saying, it's not over. Market's going to recover. Go hard. And I was buying more Bitcoin, more Ethereum at that point in time. And I bring this up because it's what I'm doing now in my super fun retirement portfolio. This is it right here. I have bought 10,000 AUD, 1.655 ETH. Doesn't go a long way anymore. Back then, we're buying a lot of ETH for a few $100. And of course, now it's 20 times that value. So that's it. Ether is what I bought there, 1.655, that's 10,000. Now I still have some more cash in my account. I've still got some more cash in the bank account. So if this does fall again, I'll keep adding to that. Now the total value of that account is at 428,292. There's the extra 1.655 ETH in the account, and there's still 1.9 BTC in there. So I'll continue to update this, and I also share it on Instagram. So if you're not following, links are in the description. Of course, Twitter is in there as well. Use those links. They're the official links. Don't get scammed out there by DMs, people asking you for money and different courses, all this sort of jargon. It's not real. Okay, so back to the charts. This is what's going on at the moment. We're seeing it on the NASDAQ as well. Remember our 50% tool? Using major ranges here on the weekly chart. So this is basically how I am staying calm, cool, collected in these periods. I'm zoomed out. I'm using macro timeframes. I'm looking at my areas of support and resistance, which have shown up time and time again to prove very strong, especially in a bull market. On the back of this, like we're looking at the video yesterday, Millionaires Made Here, check that out, it's just a day ago. This one specifically, I went into and looked at the 18.6 year cycle. Now it's an average of the 230 odd years of data of where we're going in this macro cycle. It started around 2011, 2012 at those lows in the land values, not the stock market, but the stock market tends to lead. So the stock market took off before the land cycle took off. Now this is due to expire in a few more years' time, around 2026. I know it sounds weird and crazy. Check out the book that I always go on about. There's also a link in the description to this, The Secret Life of Real Estate and Banking. So we're not there yet. We do need corrections. The market has run up ridiculously hot. NASDAQ also up ridiculously hot. Look at where it's come from in March of 2020. This has just gone straight up from 6,700 to 16,700. And now we've got this small correction up here. So when we zoom out, it's really not that big of a deal. And it's bounced beautifully on our 50% level. And if this happens to break down of the 15,500 level, then, well, we pull the tool back and look at the next level. And this comes in around 14,500. funnily enough, it also lines up with another low here. So that's a good sign. So basically, for me, not time to panic. None of the major support levels have broken down. There needs to be corrections along the way. It's a must in the market. And that's what I'm seeing now, which is why I've looked at my Bitcoin chart and then also looked at my Ethereum chart. And Ethereum looks really strong. So that's why I'm buying more Ethereum in my retirement fund to hold for a longer term. And eventually I'll swap that over into SwiftX. Another link is down in the description below for you guys in Australia. If you don't have a cryptocurrency exchange yet or you want a second, check out SwiftX down below. They have staking on their cryptocurrencies so that I can move my retirement fund over into SwiftX and then earn some interest on that as well, because I still see this bull market having a little longer to go in it. Bitcoin has broken down past its 50% level of 54,300. This is on the shorter term time frame. If we bring it back to a weekly chart, you can see that it's bounced off at once and then broke down. We've still got the diagonal trend line that's intact, but horizontal lines are stronger than diagonals. You'll see a lot of these diagonals being drawn. The horizontal is the one that you want to pay attention to. It's at 49,100, or if I take the absolute low, it's at 48,900. Give or take a couple $100, doesn't really matter. If it breaks down underneath it and then closes above, beautiful sign. I'll be buying more Ethereum at that time as well. The guys in Patreon will know sooner rather than later. So if you haven't already, check that out down below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, bell notification icon so you can be updated with it as well. And I'll be posting my altcoin portfolio. I've done a lot of trades on that, thrown a lot of stuff into Ethereum a few days ago. And the guys were notified about that in Patreon as well. So I've talked about it on the channel as well. So I'm not hiding anything there. I love my Ethereum. It's no surprises. And of course, I give ADA fanboys a little bit of flack as well, even though I hold it and I'm wearing the shirt again. So Ethereum USD is stronger than Bitcoin. Look at this. Bitcoin at the moment, it is down well underneath its all-time high. Ethereum hasn't even touched its 50% level of the first range. So this is something that I weigh up when I'm also making my investments. My retirement fund is something I don't want to be trading in too much. I want to buy and hold for longer terms, 6 months, 12 months, a few years in the case of my ETH that I bought at a few $100, Aussie dollars that is. And you can see here how much stronger it is. It's above the 50% level. So this is holding up pretty well. If I bring this 50% level down to the lows where I've got Bitcoin, should we break down, then that level's at 3,300 per ETH. So at the moment, I'm feeling pretty comfortable if it dropped anywhere down near to the 37, 36. And then of course I'd bring this level back to that 1,700 and that gives me another number of around 32, 3,300. So the show's looking reasonably strong at the moment for ETH. Yes, this is a lower top. This is weak on the short-term time frame. Definitely, there's the all-time high. The next tops are here at around 47, 48. And then we got a double top at the first lower swing top. So that's a pretty weak sign. But remember, this is a daily. If I zoom out to the macro, it's still a bullish trend. I'm still happy with that. I'll still have my line in the sand should we break down some of these major levels like 2,600 or 1,700. If it breaks down from that, show's probably over. Time to get out, wait for the recovery. But while we're still at these levels, holding strong, I'm pretty comfortable, which is why I'm buying into my super funds. Remember to like, share, subscribe. I'll see you guys at the next video. What are you guys doing? Are you buying? What cryptos are you buying? Let me know in the comments down below. Has this extra dump freaked you out and you're not buying because you think the market's over? Love to hear your thoughts down below. I'll see you guys at the next video. Until then, have more fun to get more done.